Hi, I'm Dan Bruggeman. We're here at my show at Groveland Gallery, and it's called Curio, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the work and kind of the themes that I'm exploring in this body of work. We're going to start over here in this grouping. These are all titled the same way. They're all US 13, which is a highway that runs from Duluth up toward the north in Wisconsin. When I started this show in earnest about a year and a half ago, I really didn't know where to start. I often have themes in mind when I start a show, but I didn't this time, and that was both maybe a blessing and a curse. Concurrently with that, my wife and I started kind of taking these weekend visits up to Bayfield County in Wisconsin. And if you've never been up there, it's quite an extraordinary drive along the north coast of that peninsula as you leave Superior, Wisconsin. What I encountered there was pretty illuminating. I saw to the east these meadows and kind of big fields of hay, and to the north and west I saw the Lake Superior, which is an astonishing body of water and for a guy who's from a landlocked state. And then there were the woods. Everywhere are these woods in varying states of growth or being cut down. And as I drove along, I kept seeing things. These things were interesting, and they're not the kind of things that would jump out at me usually. They were playgrounds, and they were people recreating, and they were trucks pulling trees out of the woods. And I kept thinking, these are signs of human activity, and those are the things that have always been interesting to me. I grew up in Nebraska. I worked on farms in the summer, and the landscape was nothing more or less than utilitarian. It was we farmed, we made food, and farming has got a lot of manifestations, but up there it's less about the farming. It's still very utilitarian. It's the woods and the fishing in the Great Lake. And so I started thinking about how humans imprint this land. And I often think about artists who I love that kind of paid attention to that stuff. I mean, Bruegel is my favorite. He showed his great painting as Hunters in the Snow, and they're guys coming back from an unsuccessful hunt. And they're faced with this beautiful open scene with people ice skating on little ice rinks that were shoveled out. And I kept seeing things like this is a bonfire along the Brule River, right off US Highway 13. This is, a swing set that is got 6 swings, or should have 6 swings, but it's missing one. And I just thought these imprints, these places where people have developed activities, where you see the wear and tear, the activity going on, seemed kind of poetic to me.